Welcome to a really compelling matchup that almost has a throwback feel to the era when running backs dominated. Today, one of the best running back matchups you're going to see all season long. Two stars colliding here. Welcome, folks, to Denton, Texas, and the home of the North Texas Mean Green. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, taking on a squad from the American, the North Texas Mean Green. For EA Sports, I'm Chris Fowler, joined in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get this thing going. The Red Raiders will kick this deep to start us off. He's going to return it from near the goal line. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. So North Texas's offense is up first today. Well, this wide receiver was one of the big portal additions in the offseason. Kirk, he's been spending time with the quarterback trying to build a quick connection. We'll see if they have that today.
Well, they put a big investment into this receiver, and now you find out if he's worth it. Opportunity to make some big plays, attacking this defense downfield. Let's see if he's worth the hype.
First down here for this offense. Off the play fake, looking to throw. And he finds his tight end for the catch. They bring him down, but a solid gain there on first down. Looks to be just inches short of the marker. Shotgun, empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Looking for a man. Close to the tight end. Oh, he makes the catch. They finally make the stop right near midfield. It'll be first down. A play action, looking to throw. And he dumps it off to the tight end. Not easy to bring down. The cornerback finally gets the job done. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. They're going to run it. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from a first down. Big moment on the opening drive. They face 3rd down. Trying to convert with a sneak.
Good call here by the offensive coordinator to go with quarterback sneak here on 3rd and inches, and he's going to get the first down. It's a great time to catch the defense off guard. Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, get the lineman down, quarterback under the center, quick snap, and get the yardage you need for the first down.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll switch it up, looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Brown. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch. They come up 3rd and short. This is the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Nice grab there. Would be enough. Hold on a second. The replay official has signaled that he wants to have another look at this play.
Boy, 3rd down and short. They decide to throw the football, roll the dice a bit. Doesn't work out. Now you're at 4th and short. You got to wonder, with this offensive line and this running back, do you run the football to convert, or do they try to go through the air again?
So after taking a closer look, the officials are going to overturn that previous ruling on the field. And looking to throw now on first down. Caught by the receiver. Brought down at the 7, but the completion moves him into scoring position. The offense threatening now, 1st and goal. It's a quarterback keeper. Shows off the moves there, but ultimately not much of a gain. 2nd and goal for the offense. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. And that one falls incomplete. That'll do it for quarter number 1. Getting set for the 2nd quarter here. Both offenses searching for a spark. They didn't do much in the 1st quarter at all. Getting set here now for the 2nd period. Both offenses looking for some efficiency, for a spark after that opening quarter. Crucial play to begin the new quarter. The offense sets up with a 3rd and goal. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got it near the end zone. And now the defense able to bring him down. So on their first possession of the game, the offense stays on the field, and they'll go for it. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Looking to the end zone. The pass is incomplete. The defense holds on fourth down, and they'll take over. So the Texas Tech Red Raiders offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. And here comes the veteran running back. He has poured a lot of himself into this program throughout his career, and now the first game of his final season.
Yeah, what a great career he's had. Still another year in front of him. It all gets started today. A lot of wear and tear, but this guy seems to be in the best shape of his career. Can't wait to see what he can do.
And the Red Raiders looking to use the up-tempo offense here.
Great play call by the offensive coordinator. Outstanding job of executing by the quarterback. With the defense trying to stop the run, the quarterback felt that, made a nice throw to the receiver, and look at this result. Some positive yards.
They're going to scramble now. This brought down after a short gain. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? From the gun, he looks for an open man. Looks to the left, pass caught. First down, they'll keep the drive going to the 37. The Red Raiders come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Here's a screen pass to the running back. Good job by the defense to fight through the blocks on that screen. He's short of the first down marker. Now it's second down here. On the run, it's Joyner. The defense all over. They stop him right at the line. So now it's third and short from the 43. Can they keep the drive going or perhaps face a tough fourth down decision? They're going to run it. Matt gets the carry. He shreds the tackle and gain enough to set up first down now at the 39. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. They'll take a timeout while they check it out. It's a strong run, keeps the drive going. First down now. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Short connection to the tight end here.
Boy, he has such great size. I just love this play call on 1st and 10. The defense is expecting a run. Instead, you go play action, and you throw it to the big man for some positive yards on 1st and 10.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down. We'll take a quick pause before the half as we reach the 2-minute timeout. Caught over the middle. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Defensive backs up at the line, showing press. And the Red Raiders are in the red zone. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Catch made on the right side. They stop him, but it's a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Quick catch over the middle. Tackled at the 8 after the completion.
Well, you could tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that end route no matter what. He hits it for a nice gain.
Looking to pass here on second down. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
Finally, the defense is able to come up with a play on this drive. Let's face it, this offense has been able to put things together. Quarterback's had a nice drive, but finally, great job of getting the pressure and getting after that quarterback.
So here comes third and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. Looking to throw it on third and very long. There's contact on the throw. And it's incomplete, very near the goal line. So now on comes the field goal unit. He got it. The field goal's good. So we have our first points on the board. That makes it 3-0.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So they settle for 3, and now the kickoff. We'll see if the opposing offense has enough time to answer before halftime. Return starts from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. Offense out there to start a new drive from the 21. Looking to throw it on first down. Catch made on the out route. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. The timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Tackle made at the 41. That's a nice gain. They're getting closer to the 50. The offense calls a timeout here. That's their third and final of the half. On first and 10, looking to throw. Grab down the middle. It's Brown. They bring him down after a short gain there. Looks like one more play here before halftime. Minutes going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Denton than you have for what's been a fun first half? And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to start the second half.
And they'll kick it away now to get this third quarter underway. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. And for the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. They get the second half started with the running play. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Looking for the wideout. Makes the grab with plenty of room to run. Tackle made quickly, but a big chunk play for this offense through the air. This offense needs a spark, man. It's been a struggle today. If they're going to get out of here without getting upset, Kirk, they better respond soon.
Yeah, and on the other side, Coach told us all week that if they could get this game into the fourth quarter and be right there, they felt they had a real chance to be able to pull off an upset.
Getting close to midfield now. They bring him down to the 47. Second down after that run on the previous play. Throwing off play action. It's an out route. The catch made. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball into enemy territory. First down now at the 40. First down, looking to throw the ball. With the catch, it's Adams. They bring him down, but not before he gets inside the 30-yard line. On first and 10, they'll look to throw it. Catch made on the out route. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. Second down after that short completion. Looking to throw it again. Incomplete. Tried to find the receiver there. Just missed him. After the second down incompletion, they'll have to convert here on third down and 8. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
There we go. The defense is able to finally get some pressure on this guy. That's one way to slow him down. He has had one heck of a drive, but this time, give the defense some credit for getting after him.
The decision is not to go for it on fourth down. Here comes the field goal team. He was successful with his last kick. This one, though, from 46 yards away. And that one's straight down the middle.
Well, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. starts with a quick pass to the left off the RPO. He's brought down after a short gain. That's not going to be first down yardage. He'll look to throw it here on second down. Short pass finds the tight end. Defense makes the stop very close to a first down. Offense looking to convert on third and short from the 27. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down. First down, looking to throw the football. Pass complete on a crosser. The defense able to bring him down to wrap up the third quarter of play. Well, Kirk, Texas Tech has the lead here, sitting in pretty good position as we wrap up the third quarter. Let's check out the game stats so far. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. They open the fourth by going to the air. Deflected by the defense and incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 48 after that incompletion. And he's back to throw again on second down. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over him that time. The offense facing a tough conversion here. Third and long from the 42. Out of the gun now on third down. Finds his man. It's Young. The defense will wrap him up after about a 6-yard gain. Not enough for the first. It's fourth down. And they'll kick it away here. And he lets it land, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. First play of the drive now coming up from the 29. They're going to run it here. Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing. Getting set. Here's second down. Here's the snap, and he's looking to throw. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Well, I love this defense and how they're playing some man coverage. And let's face it, when you do that, it's a bit risky. You can leave your defensive backs out there on islands, but the good combination of good coverage with a good pressure on the quarterback, and you come up with sacks like this.
So here comes third and long, trying to overcome that sack. This is going to be really difficult. Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Sacked on back-to-back plays. And the player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout or then check him out. The Red Raiders will have to kick this away. It's a rough series for the offense, and now he's on to punt it away. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Here's the first play of the drive now. They're set up at their 40. On first and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Contact as he threw it. Caught over the middle. It's Givens. Tackle made after a huge gain all the way to the 40. Offense will set up on first and 10. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Makes the grab. It's Brown.
Well, fourth quarter down by a couple of scores. This offense doing everything they can to not just score points, but do it in a hurry, try to preserve the clock. Here, they're tackled in bounds. They don't pick up a first down. Good job of this defense to keep that clock moving.
Here we go. Crucial play coming up. It's third down and 3. Back to throw again. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a fourth down. So no hesitation. The offense is on the field to go for it here. It's a crucial play. Trying for a fourth down completion. Goes to the sideline, steps out after a short gain. And he goes out of bounds short of the marker. He didn't get there. Chewing clock with the running game. That run moves the ball across the 35. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. QB decides to keep it here. The defense has got it. Ball comes loose, breaks into the clear, right down the middle, end zone ahead. Touchdown, North Texas. A huge defensive score. Potential momentum shifter. They scoop up the fumble and score on it.
Well, you just got to give credit to this defender for locating the ball, getting his hands on it, and then scooping it and scoring. So often you see guys that just want to go down. This guy realized, hey, I got athletic ability. I can pick it up. I'm going to score myself.
And they'll set up with a PAT. Kick is up and good. They're up by a point here in the final minutes. Can they hold on? Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Fields it just outside the goal line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. The sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Here we go, trailing late in the game here. Serious urgency for this offense right now. Cannot get the throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this stage of the game. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to looking deep down the right side. Oh, he dropped it. Can you believe it? A huge gain slips through his hands. So here we go. Down one score. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Their last chance here. Looking deep for late game heroics. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Could take it all the way. Great move in the open field. They finally bring him down, but what a return after the takeaway.
Get out in the bright lights in the big stage, and some teams are wired for it and some teams are not. This has been a rough game for this offense. The quarterback has not really felt any kind of rhythm at all game long. What a fitting way for him to end his night with an interception here late.
North Texas's offense is back out there now. Defense did a great job preserving a one-point lead. Now can the offense put something together to help ice this game? Breaking tackles. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Second and short. This offense can keep this up. They're going to wrap the game up comfortably. And the quarterback keeps it here. They bring him down, but that play moves him into scoring position. 1st and 10 from the 11. And a timeout is called to talk some strategy on this very important drive. And the quarterback just takes a knee. Well, this is a football team that came in here with plenty of fuel. Obviously, the atmosphere charged up. They were inspired by that. Not expected to win. Maybe felt a little bit disrespected, and all of that showed.
Well, anytime you're a ranked team and you go on the road against an unranked team, that's always a challenge. We see it every week in college football, and this is a huge win, as you mentioned, Chris, for the unranked team. It's going to be a long week for the losers. They're going to have to regroup and find out if they can come back the next week and see if they can win a game. But the party will be going for a long time tonight.
And that is going to do it. We enjoy being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.